The enigma that is Elon Musk. Well, Elon Musk and his army of autistic teenagers have, depends on who you ask. If you ask folks on the right, they have exposed, or most people in the middle, they have exposed government fraud and waste to the tone of several $billion. If you ask people on the left, they have hijacked our democracy and taken over, basically turning the United States into a technocratic fascist country, which we'll talk about the technocracy thing in a little bit here. I would challenge any of you guys that are this pissed about what Elon Musk is doing to come on the show, and don't speak in generalities. Don't come on here and recycle corporate talking points that you've seen your favorite left-wing influencer on Twitter publish. I would challenge anyone who's upset with Elon Musk right now to come on here and actually list the things he's doing that you're upset with. List the things he's doing that you're upset with. They're upset that he went into the they're upset that he went into the Treasury and got a hold of everyone's social security number. Oh no, government employees have my government-issued social security number. What am I going to do? Do you guys know who else has your government-issued social security number? The teller at the bank. Mia, what do we know about bank tellers? Are they always the most upstanding citizens?
They are.
Always. Every single one of them. They would never hire criminals that assisted their convicted felon boyfriends in robbing the bank. They would never do such a thing. The branch that they worked at, they would never do such a thing.
Allegedly.
Oh, I didn't use a name. I didn't use a company name. I'm saying it would never happen because they hire such upstanding citizens to work at these banks, and they all have your social security number. Every single one of you listening to this. Do you guys know who else has your social security number? Dark web hackers. I remember it was a big deal 15, 20 years ago when someone would get their identity stolen. In fact, they'd sell like identity insurance for $100 a month and just crazy shit like that. And it was a huge issue. But now, I hate to break it to you guys, unless you are a total ghost who's never interacted with a financial institution before, your shit's out there. And they can pay a disturbingly low amount of money to get a hold of your information on the dark web. Your date of birth, social security number, name, address, you name it. It doesn't cost them much. The only thing is, most of us, it's just so readily available. The odds that they're going to rip you off are not good. They'd rather go after people that wouldn't notice it. Old people, people that are passed away, people who are mentally disabled, things like that. It's very sick and disgusting. But they have all of our information. In fact, I remember, Mia, do you remember this little scandal back to the bank thing? Because God forbid government employees have our government issued ID numbers. What a whore. I don't know what we're going to do. But do you remember this little scandal from this company called Wells Fargo, where they were opening up loans and credit cards and checking accounts in people's names without their permission and wrecking their credit scores so that they could hit their goals? Yeah, so they would never, nobody would ever do it. The banks and all these people that already have your information would never do anything unethical with it. God forbid. I hate to break it to you. You know what's hilarious? Do you know what's hilarious is you've got people like a guy that works at Subway sitting there is concerned that the richest man in the world now has his social security number and is like he's going to steal his identity or something. Bro, Elon Musk does not fucking care about you. Your information is already compromised. There is such a low dollar value on every one of us, myself included. All of our social security numbers, our identifying information, all of it. There's such a low dollar value on it. It would literally not be worth Elon Musk's time to go out and do any of this. As far as this, like I said, his army of autistic teenagers, Maybe you have concerns with them. I don't know. Do you have more concerns with them than you do with the people that already work for the government? The people that were already lying about where money was going, so we have a track record that they're more than happy to commit fraud if they feel like they've got something to gain from it? Like, I'm honestly, I'm less worried about the autistic teenagers having my information than I am a lot of government employees. And if you've ever interacted with a government employee, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Think about the DMV employees. Think about employees at places like the VA. All of those people have your identifying information. They have your social security number already. So I don't want to hear anything about it with Elon Musk. I'm not worried. They are spurging about this guy, though, and he's the autistic one. Now, they originally stated that, and we didn't quote it on the show because I was unsure about the article at the time, but $50 million was allegedly sent to Gaza for condoms from USAID. Well, it turns out that was somewhat incorrect. You can hear Elon Musk correct the issue for yourself.
and this is big numbers. We're about $100 to $200 billion a year.
Sure.
Serious money.
Mr. Musk, you said on X that an example of the fraud that you have cited was $50 million of condoms was sent to Gaza. But after fact-check this, apparently Gaza in Mozambique, and the program was to protect them against HIV. So can you correct the statements? It wasn't sent to Hamas, actually. It was sent to Mozambique, which makes sense why condoms was sent there.
Yeah.
And how can we make sure that all the statements that you said were correct, so we can trust what you say?
Well, first of all, some of the things that I say will be incorrect and should be corrected. So nobody's going to bat 1,000. I mean, we will make mistakes, but we'll act quickly to correct any mistakes. I'm not sure we should be sending $50 million worth of condoms to anywhere, frankly. I'm not sure that's something Americans would be really excited about. And that is really an enormous number of condoms, if you think about it. If it went to Mozambique instead of Gaza, I'm like, okay, that's not as bad, but still, why are we doing that?
Mr. Musk, can you talk?
I take it back. Maybe he does need to sell all of our information because he clearly can't afford a nanny for that kid. Because that kid is everywhere. What was it, take your kid to work day in the Oval Office?
I saw another video of him picking his nose.
The kid?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Like, he loves his son, which is great. He's spending time with his son, but you're in a press conference taking the heat, and your kid's there like pushing your hat down over your eyes. Is there anyone he could stay with for a little bit? That's my question. Like, did you see Trump's face when they said there was actually $50 million in condoms to Mozambique? Trump just gave this little smirk in the corner. It's like, listen. Oh, my God. I can't believe we even have to talk about this. While the United States' infrastructure is crumbling, while the United States has otherwise treatable, and I understand the concept that you want to prevent HIV in Africa. I get that. That's a noble cause. I don't have a problem with it. But the United States has issues. We have issues here. Surely $50 million of taxpayer funding can be put to better use here than it can be sending condoms to Africa. Because here's my other problem with the condom thing. Again, I get it. It's a noble cause. You want to prevent the spread of HIV. But when you're sending these condoms over, this is like telling an alcoholic who's been drinking a fifth of whiskey every night to just switch to beer. You're not really solving the problem. How about telling people, hey, stop fucking so much? HIV is running rampant through your country. Stop fucking so much. Condoms are a finite resource. You're gonna run out. This is absurd that you guys go through this many condoms. You obviously can't afford to keep making babies, so stop fucking so much. Is that harsh? Or is that a real, Mia, was that too harsh or was that a fair take? If you can't afford to keep having kids and HIV is rampant in your country, stop having so much sex with strangers. Am I out of line here?
No, I think that's pretty accurate.
I think that's I think that's a fair take, a good middle ground between letting them just run off and destroy themselves and sending them, supposedly, if you believe that $50 million really all went to condoms, $50 million worth of condoms. In reality, it was probably $10 million worth of condoms and $40 million to rebel groups to destabilize the region. That's more than likely what was going on over there. And I'm sympathetic to the fact they have issues with HIV. I completely understand. I support churches and other nonprofits want to go over and take care of that. Absolutely. It's a very noble cause. You should absolutely do that. But U.S. taxpayer money should not be funding that. Absolutely not, under no circumstances. There are other things we can do. And, okay, so let's go to the next one here. So Elon Musk has got, there has been one of the people working for his DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. It was uncovered last week that he has an online profile under the name Big Balls. Because he's, like I said, an autistic teenager. They tend to do, non-autistic teenagers tend to do things like that. Come up with names like Big Balls. And it is a hilarious troll job because this is Musk derangement syndrome at its finest. They have found a way to make the mainstream. I mean, this is when I was a teenager, we used to try to like troll different news agencies. One time I got ESPN. It was really funny. I'm not going to go into detail about it, but I started an online rumor in high school that made its way up to the point ESPN was reporting on it as actual speculation, and it got an actual response from the owner of the Arizona Cardinals football team. But this is next level trolling because Elon Musk got every mainstream media organization in the country to use the word big balls. And you know he's just laughing his ass off at this. Go ahead, play it.
Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with Musk and Big Balls.
Big Balls.
Big Balls.
Big Balls, who work for Elon Musk's so-called Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE.
In the one case of the Big Balls kid, a literal teenager.
Big Balls online, Big Balls here that Katie's talking about.
A 19-year-old that goes by the username Big Balls.
So that would be one way that we could refer to him.
Young computer whizzes, the aforementioned Big Balls.
Because who among us doesn't feel better about big balls in charge of American air traffic control?
Look, they all said big balls like once, but Anderson Cooper kept saying it. And the fact that that guy's gay makes me feel like he was like having fun saying big balls. Like he was getting, Anderson was getting a little bit of a half chub saying big balls over and over again. It was driving him a little bit wild. It's like, Anderson, we only put it on the teleprompter once. Why do you keep saying it? No, you've got to, I imagine Elon Musk somewhere in his little Asperger's hut that he's built up at Mar-a-Lago by himself. He's just got to be cracking the biggest smile knowing that he's trolled the entire dinosaur corporate media into saying big balls ad nauseum on primetime television. I would be. That is a fantastic troll job. That's a fantastic troll job there. Now, the federal government called an expert witness to testify. The USAID and other agencies did. They called an expert witness to testify and claimed that they had no idea that this type of waste and fraud was going on. And sometimes the jokes write themselves. I could not have done this if I tried any better than the actual reality. It's just an image. Go ahead and pull it up. Their expert witness to testify that the government was unaware of the waste and fraud going on is a fucking blind guy. The guy was actually blind. Now, that doesn't mean that he can't be aware of the... He's the head of the Project on Government Oversight, and he's a blind guy. The jokes write themselves. It's symbolic, if nothing else.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.